Mataji,
Yes.
do we have to do the whole thing or just words?
Or just the verse. One verse, first one.
Namamishwaram Satchidanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Vrajamanam Yashodabiyolukhaladhavamanam Paramishthamatyam Tatatagopya.
Yes, thank you. Abhigya, go ahead next.
Rudantam muhurneta yugmamejantam Karambojayugmena shatakanetam Muhushwasakampate kankakanta Sitagraivam damodaram bhaktibhadam.
Thank you. Next we have somebody else. Once again, I'll check who raised hand. Samskriti, go ahead.
Iti drekshvalilabhenanandakunde svagosham nimajantam svadayeshitatnyeshu bhaktijitatvam puna prematastam sada vritivande.
Very good, thank you. Next, we have Abhinav. Abhinav, go ahead with the next one.
Varam deva moksham na mokshavatimba na chanyam vruneham vareshadapiha idam deva purnada gopala balam sadame manasya virastangi manye.
Thank you. Idamte. Oh, you just sing Idamte or what? No, Varamde you sang, right?
I did the Varamde.
Okay,
I did fourth.
Idamte mukavoja davdarile brother vudajji bharakta jagopta subhita vibharata varambe bharasya virastara alasarabe.
Thank you. Okay. Shruti, go ahead. 6.
Namo Deva Damodaranandadesha Prasida Prabodhoka Jalati Magnam Kripa Drishti Vrishyadi Virambatano Grihane Samagnyanya Vedakshidrishya.
Very good. Mukund.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, go ahead, Mukund.
Kuberatmajavadhamratyavayadvan Tvaya mochito bhakti vajokrito cha Tatha prema bhaktim swakamamiprayat Namokshe grahame damodareha.
Namaste Sudamne Surabhiti Damne Tadiyodarayata Vishwasadame Namo Radhikaya Tadiya Priyaya Namo Anantalilaya Devaya Tubhyam. Everybody together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Radhika Kasturi Mataji is here with us. Mataji, please take over. Mataji,
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Happy Kartik, everyone. Very nicely you sang Damodharashtakam. So pleasing to the ears. All right, kids, let's get started with our today's session. And okay, so today, okay, let me just do my prayers really quick, kids, if you don't mind. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharne Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. All right. Thank you so much. I see the strength is a little bit less. Probably you will join. Maybe a little late. Okay. So let's get started, kids. We are all seeing Damodhar Ashtakam and the stories from that particular section of Damodhar Ashtakam. And today we are going to see the story of Nalakuvera and Manigriva. Okay, and how they got delivered by Krishna. So now we will get into the story, and then I'll also do a question and answer session if you're all okay, at the end if we have time. If we don't have time, no problem. We'll see it next week. Okay, are you all ready? Are you all enthusiastic? After your school, after eating your dinner, snacks, lunch?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Mataji, right now I'm eating.
Who's this? Who's eating?
Radha.
Oh, Radha, you're eating now?
Because
What time is it? 7 o'clock?
Harmonium practice.
Oh, after this class, you have harmonium practice?
No, I do harmonium practice.
When do you do harmonium practice?
I can do on Saturdays, but I practice it without a teacher.
Oh, got it. Okay, good. All right. I see Advait, I see Mukund. I think Ramachandra is not here, probably. Abhinav, are you new to this class or you here? I'm seeing you for the first time, I believe.
I think I've seen you before. Well, I recently joined.
You recently joined? How old are you, Abhinav?
12.
You're 12? Okay, good to see you.
A few days ago was my birthday.
Oh, okay, very nice. All right, dear. So let's get started. Abhigna, are you drawing something?
Yeah, Mataji.
I can see that. I can see it from my camera what you're drawing. I can definitely see that. Okay. All right, kids, let's get started. Just wanted to inquire with all of you. Advait, how are you?
Good, Mataji.
Good. How are you, my dear Vinit? I'm sorry, I always say Vinita Kandarika, but Vrinda, how are you, Vrinda?
Louder.
Hello, Vrinda.
Say louder, good Vrinda. Yeah, she is good, Mataji.
You are never shy. I have never seen you shy. How are you, Janvi? Very nice. All right, you're all doing good. Even I'm doing good. Let's get started. The two demigods, Nalakuvera and Manigriva, were the sons of the treasurer of the demigods, Kuvera, who was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. By the grace of Lord Shiva, Kuvera's material opulence had no limit. As the rich man's son often becomes addicted to wine and women, these two sons of Kuvera were no exception. Once these demigods, desiring to enjoy, entered the gardens of Lord Shiva in the province of Kailash on the bank of Mandakini Ganges. There they drank so much and engaged in hearing the sweet singing of the beautiful women who accompanied them in the garden of the fragrant flowers. So now we are not turning towards Krishna. So what is happening here in this particular situation is that they are turning towards somebody else who, because of opulence, they are intoxicated. Even money can be intoxicating. You don't have to necessarily drink. But again, here, not only they had so much opulence, but they were also addicted to not only wine, but also women. So this situation is kind of very, very sad. For a devotee who sees this, it's very sad, isn't it? You don't feel like, oh my God, this person is so much ignorance. We are in ignorance when we forget Krishna. So this is what is happening to them. So we feel really compassionate to these people, isn't it? Because they are completely, what is happening to them? They are completely captivated by women, wine, and opulence. So this is no good. And now, while they were thus enjoying themselves in water, all of a sudden, a great sage, Narada, happened to pass that way. The two demigod sons of Kuvera were so much intoxicated that they could not appreciate the presence of sage Narada, and therefore did not cover their bodies. On seeing the two demigods so degraded by intoxication, Narada desired their welfare, and therefore he exhibited the causeless mercy by cursing them. So you should understand, a curse is not necessarily a bad thing. Our mind always thinks good and bad, isn't it? This is good, this is bad. If it is a curse, it is bad for me. But when you look at Srimad Bhagavatam, curse is not at all taken as bad. Because why? Because if it gets you closer to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, then the curse is also good. You've seen in Parikshit Maharaj's case, he was cursed. But what did the curse do? The curse made him to relish Srimad Bhagavatam. And thus, by relishing Srimad Bhagavatam, completely absorbed in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is non-different than Lord Krishna, he achieved Krishna's abode. Likewise, Chitraketu Maharaj, what happened to him? He was cursed by Mother Parvati, but again, it got him closer to Krishna. So the curse, what we think from our material mind, good and bad, that doesn't apply to a devotee. Devotee always thinks whatever brings closer to the lotus feet of Krishna, that is the best thing that has happened to me. Nothing else. So now here we have these fortunate people. These people, as I told you, when we look at these kind of people like Manikriva and Nalakuvera, we will feel bad for them. Looking at it from a Jnana Chakshu perspective, looking at it from a devotee's vision, we will see they are so ignorant because they have turned away from Krishna. So we should actually bring them closer to Krishna. And when we bring them closer to Krishna, they will not be intoxicated. Even if they have opulence, they will not use it in a bad way. Even if women are around them, they will respect them. If wine is there in front of them, they will not abuse it. They will not drink such wine because they will follow regulative principles. So once you turn towards Krishna, all auspicious things will happen to you automatically. Automatic. It's just seamless, right? So now Narada is so compassionate towards these two demigods that he feels so compassionate. They didn't even cover their body. Imagine some person is coming just to show some respect. You'll cover your body, isn't it? You will not be staying naked like that. But because they were intoxicated to such a degree, they didn't even care about the sage. And now the sage did not consider, oh yeah, these guys disrespected me. I should just doom their life. He understood what is the root cause. What is the root cause? What is the problem right there? He fixed the root cause. He just did not fix the problem at the surface. He fixed the root. And the root is turning away from Krishna. So this is the way Narada tackled this issue. Very, very nice and in-depth philosophy is given here. Now, moving on to the next slide. Sage Narada cursed the two demigods, Nalakuvera and Manikriva, that they should remain for 100 years in the time of demigods in the form of trees. And after that, they would be fortunate enough to see the Supreme Lord face to face by his causeless mercy. And thus they would again be promoted to the life of the demigods and become great devotees of the Lord. After this, the great sage Narada returned to his abode. And then the two twins became two twin Arjuna trees. Now we have who? Sage Narada. He cursed these two demigods. And how many years they should remain? They should remain like that as trees for 100 years in the time of demigods, not in the human scale. Note it down. And these people, after that period of time, they'll be so fortunate to see Krishna face to face. This is the benediction after the curse. Now, after this, what will happen? After taking darshan of the Lord, they are now turned towards Lord. So now they have become devotees of the Lord. They'll be promoted to wherever they came from, to become trees, wherever they originally are from. They are from the demigod's abode. So they are going to go back there. And when they go back there, they will be going back as devotees because they have taken darshan of Lord Krishna. Okay. Now these trees are called twin Arjuna trees. After this, what happened? Although child Krishna was bound up to the wooden mortar, he began to proceed towards the twin trees like this. He has his mortar on, and this mortar is so hard. It is a small kid. How can he carry that mortar towards the trees? But he did so. He proceeded. Krishna has to just desire, right? He just has to desire, and everything will happen according to his will. So now he has to fulfill the devotees, Narada's wish. Narada's benediction has to come true. So therefore, he has to go and stand before this tree. I must now fulfill my words of a great devotee like Narada, he thought. He then proceeded through the passage between the two trees. Although he was able to pass through the passage, the large wooden mortar, it got stuck between the trees. It's a large mortar, it is not small. So he had to make an effort to get to the trees where the twin brothers were standing in the form of trees. So he had to make an effort. Imagine how you will do, like, you have to do some tricks to get to the trees where Nalakuvera and Manikuru were standing. Taking advantage of this, with great strength, Lord Krishna began to pull the rope which is tied to the mortar. As soon as he pulled, the two trees with all the branches and limbs fell down with a great sound. So now he started pulling the trees, and when he pulled the trees, what happened? There came a great sound. Out of the broken fallen trees came two great personalities shining like blazing fire. All sides became illuminated and beautiful by their presence. The tube purified. When he comes, you go join. Sorry. The two purified personalities immediately came before Lord Krishna and bowed down to offer their respect and prayers. When the demigods Nalakuvera and Manikriva finished their prayers, the child Lord Krishna, the master and proprietor of Gokula, bound the wooden grinding mortar with the ropes tied by Mother Yashoda and smiled and said, "It was already known to me that my great devotee Narada Muni had shown his causeless mercy by saving you from the abominable condition of pride due to possessing extraordinary beauty and opulence in the family of demigods. He saved you from gliding down to the lowest condition of hell. All these facts are already known to me." So now Krishna, he understands, he's Sarvagnya, right? He knows everything. He knows the past, present, and future. So he knows what was the intention of Narada Muni's curse, right? He understood, okay, these people, due to pride, they were standing naked in front of Narada Muni. And Narada Muni, out of his compassionate nature, he had cursed. And this curse is a benediction to them because they are going to get darshan of me. He understood that fact. So he understood that fact, and he also understood the fact that Narada Muni actually saved Nalakuvera and Manigriva from the hellish condition of life, because if they were going in this direction, enjoying the money, opulence, and being with the women, they would definitely slide down to hell. A person who's turning his face away from Krishna and being involved in sinful activities is definitely going to go to hell. So what did Narada Muni do? He actually helped them, by giving this curse to them so that they can see the lotus feet of Krishna and become devotees of the Lord and eventually go back to Krishna's abode. This is the mercy of him. How merciful he is. He knows that every living entity's constitutional position is to serve the Lord. And if they are not in that constitutional position, then it is the duty of us as devotees to bring them to constitutional position, whatever be it. This is the mission of Srila Prabhupada. And this is what Narada Muni is showing to us by his example. Now, let's get into the next part. You're very fortunate because Krishna is telling this to Vera and Manikuriva. You're very fortunate because not only were you cursed by him, but you also had a great opportunity to see him. If someone is able by chance to see a great person like Narada, who's always serene and merciful to everyone, then immediately the conditioned soul becomes liberated. This is exactly like being situated in the full light of the sun. There cannot be any visionary impediment. There cannot be any visionary impediment. Meaning, say for example, what he's trying to say here is that Nalakvira and Manigriva, you guys are so fortunate. Why are you fortunate? Because you saw such a saintly person face to face. Getting darshan of such saintly person who are always serene and merciful to everyone, compassionate to everyone. What happens to such a kind of person? This person becomes immediately liberated. That is what he's seeing. Krishna, how he's glorifying the devotees. See Narada Muni, how great of a devotee he is and how merciful he is to everyone. He wants every living entity to actually come out of the real problems of life. What is the real problem? The real problems of human life is birth, death, old age, and disease. And Narada Muni is exactly trying to solve this kind of situation here. So what more can you expect? You're so fortunate. You're so nice. It's so nice of you to have come across Narada Muni, who's such a great devotee of the Lord. And he's such a compassionate and merciful person. So immediately from your conditioning, you can be relieved just by looking at him. Therefore, Nalakvera and Manigriva, your lives have now become very, very successful because you have developed this ecstatic love for me. This is your last birth within this material existence. And now you can go back to your father's residence in the heavenly planets and remain in the attitude of devotional service. Then you will be very much liberated from this very life. He is already giving, Krishna is giving this benediction. Yes, if you follow, just be in the attitude of devotional service, following regulative principles of a devotee and be situated in your heavenly abode. This after this birth, you are not going to get any more births. If you practice devotional service with sincerity, you are going to come back to me, to the abode, to my abode, and eternally be able to serve me in that abode. So this is the mercy of Narada Muni, because of which he was able to get this direct darshan of Krishna. And Krishna also promises them that this is your last birth, Nalakvira and Manigriva. You just go back to your father's residence there in the heavenly planets and remain there. Perform your devotional service, and then you will be liberated in this very life. Now, after this, the demigod circumambulated the Lord many times and bowed down before him again and again, and thus they left. When the twin trees fell to the ground, making a sound like falling of the thunderbolts, all the inhabitants of Gokula, including Nanda Maharaj, immediately came to the spot. Oh my God, what is the sound? This sound is so hard. Where is this coming from? They were very much astonished to see how the two great trees had suddenly fallen down. It created such a tremor. It created a thunderbolt-like sound. And all the inhabitants, oh my God, what is going on? Where did this tree? What is the sound, first of all? And when they came there, they recognized, okay, these two trees fell. And that is what is the reason. But how did it fall? These are two big trees. How did it suddenly fall down? Just like that. So we also see here how the demigods, they circumambulated the lords. Previously, they were full of pride. So now, as soon as you become a devotee, you become a servant. Isn't that established here? They circumambulated the Lord many, many times and bowed down before the lordships. And then they left the place. Very, very important trait. The devotee develops these qualities. Krishna makes you, when you have this aspiring mood to become a servant, he makes you the servant. When you have this desire in your heart, this desire gets established in your heart. Krishna makes it happen. Okay, now, the small children who are playing there informed the men that the trees had fallen because Krishna had pulled the wooden mortar with a rope binding him. Most of the cowherd men, they could not believe the statement of the children. They could not believe that such things were possible. Some of the men, however, believed them and told Nanda Maharaj, your child is different from other children. He might just have done it. And Nanda Maharaj smiled to hear about the extraordinary abilities of the son. Nanda Maharaj, in the heart of the hearts, he knows his son is special. Then the other men in the Gokul village, they couldn't actually believe that Krishna could actually pull these two trees down. It's impossible for any child to actually pull down the trees, that two big heavy trees. How can a small child do that? It's just not possible. It's not conceivable. And they were kind of bewildered. Some people did not believe this was possible. And some others, they thought, oh, this child is actually different from other children. He could have done it. Nanda Maharaj smiled to hear about the extraordinary. He kind of smiled and left it there. He came forward and tied the knot to free his wonderful child. After being freed by Nanda, Krishna was taken to the laps of the elder gopis. They took him away to the courtyard of the house and began to clasp, praising his wonderful activities. Krishna danced along with their clapping just like an ordinary child. The Supreme Lord, Lord Krishna, became completely controlled by the gopis, sang and danced just like a puppet in their hands. Can you all believe Krishna is being controlled now? He's the Supreme Lord and he can be controlled only by the power of love. Nothing else but love can bind him. Krishna only can be controlled by the love of the devotees. Nothing else can bind him. That is what is proven in this slide. All right, kids. So we are done with the story of Manigriva and Nalakuvera. Okay, let me now talk to you. I have some raised hands. I'm sorry, kids. I knew you were raising your hands, but wanted to just wait till the story got
Mataji,
finished.
we did not do today's sloka. Usually all the teachers do sloka on Thursdays. Sometimes we miss the sloka recitation, Mataji.
Which sloka, Mataji?
Savai Pumsham Paro Dharma, right? That's the sloka. All the teachers were doing it from Monday.
Okay, Mataji. Really, I didn't know. I'm going to do it now, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji, for letting me know. I really didn't know about that sloka thing. Okay, let me do it now. Let me just share my screen, kids. All right. You can all silently repeat. Oh, you all know? Okay.
Yeah, we all take turns, Mataji. Usually on Thursdays, we are missing this sloka recitation. Otherwise, children do take turn and they do it, Mataji.
Oh, great.
Together.
Okay. Yeah, 1 minute, Advait. Let's just go in order so that it's easy for me and we can just go with the hands raised, okay? Abhignya first.
Mataji, 3 children can go together, Mataji. That way we can
Oh,
say.
3. Okay.
Yeah.
Abhignya, Samskriti and Smriti. Is that okay? This is the order. Oh, Abhignya, Smriti and Advait. 3 of you.
Okay, Mataji.
Start.
Start now. Thank you, dears. Ade, Hare Krishna. All right, next 3, Jahnavi, Radha, Samskriti.
पुंसां परो धर्मो यतो भक्तिरजोक्षते प्रसीदति.
Wonderful. Thank you. Please put your hands down. I can see the others. Satvik. Who else? Satvik. Okay, Satvik, Vrinda and
Samskriti.
Samskriti said already, right?
You always put me with Jahnavi.
No, Janvi also sang already. Isn't it Janvi?
Jahnavi done. Satvik,
Vrinda.
Vrinda. Yeah.
Only 2. Okay, go ahead, dear. Go ahead. Very nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. So, what is the supreme occupation for all humanity? It is attaining the loving devotional service to the Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated, uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. This sloka has so much in-depth meaning, isn't it? It's talking about unmotivated and uninterrupted service to the Lord, which is very, very, very difficult. And it's not easy, right? But this is what is Parodharma. That is what the sages, that is what is being talked about in the sloka. And Sutta Goswami, in the statement, Sutta Goswami answers the first question of the sages of Naimisharanya. What is the ultimate good? And ultimate good is doing devotional service to Lord Krishna. This is the answer to that question. So with, so I think this is kind of the explanation and you all recited. So now you had some questions. So I will go with your question. Abhigna, go ahead, dear. Abhinav, I'm sorry, Abhinav.
My question was, how many times a Devata's day is a regular day?
See, the demigods to human years to demigod years, right? It's the question.
Yeah.
Hmm. Demigod years. Yeah. You know, I'm very weak with numbers, but I'll just tell you, okay? 1 year of demigods equal to 365 human years.
Ah, okay.
Okay. All right. Next one. Any more question? So it's 1 year of demigods is equal to 360 human years. All right. So that's what is Abhinav's question, which is beautiful. Okay, miraculous Param.
Mataji, I had a question about Kali Yuga. Mataji,
Okay.
how much time does it take when you take another birth like in Kali Yuga? How much time does it take?
You're going to be put through to 8.5 billion, 8.4 billion species. So depending upon what you do in this life, you'll get your next body. And in that, you'll be rotating. So we really don't know how many lifespans you will take to perfect your life. That all depends upon each individual. If they are taking it seriously, then you can really seriously go back fast to lordships. So it all depends, dear Param. Okay, very good question. Yes, Abhigna has something to show us.
So Mataji, first I have a question. So
Okay.
like Nandamarch thought that Krishna, like he knew that there was something special. Then how come Mother Yashoda, like she never was, like even when Krishna showed her the universe in his mouth, she was never like, she never really paid her obeisances to him. She just like acted like a normal mom.
Yes, Krishna didn't want that awe and reverence in the family members. See, if your family members, if they treat you like God, how will you feel? You'll feel embarrassed. You'll feel ashamed. Oh my God, they're not having a normal relationship with me. That's what you will feel. So the Yogamaya, this is Yogamaya potency of the Lord, because of which they are covered. They are covered. They kind of know it that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, but that love actually makes them forget that he's Lord. This is the feeling that they have. That because of that love, what happens now? They forget about, oh, he's a Supreme Lord. I have to worship him. No. I love him as a child. He's my child. I have to love him. That actually is more in them. The awe and reverence part is completely covered due to the Yogamaya potency of the Lord. Okay?
Then I
Yes.
think Mani
Abhinav. Oh, yeah. She has the picture to show us. I see. Oh, is it the gates? Oh,
like that's Krishna, and then that's the martyr. That's Manigiva and Nalakuvara, and that's the kid playing, and he's the one who told everybody
that Krishna, he only broke. He only pulled the trees like that. Okay. Wow, this is such an amazing art, dear Abhigna. You're a very blessed child, my dear. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji.
You all impress me so much. I feel so insignificant in front of all of you. Very nice. Anybody else has any questions? I think we have 1 more minute for our guest speaker to come. And I don't think you have any further questions, isn't it? Smriti, is your mom teaching, or who's the teacher now?
Yeah, Mataji, she's already there, Mataji. Charu Mataji joined.
Oh, okay. All right. So
Join
Charu
with Mataji.
Mataji, take it from here for the moral stories. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrind ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to all of you all. Thank you, Vinita Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Charu Mataji. Can you on your video? Yeah, here is Charu Mataji with us. She is a new teacher again. This week we have two new teachers. So Mataji is going to teach us the moral story for today. And Mataji, thank you so much. And she is our Smriti's mom. Thank you for accepting the service, Mataji. We are really very grateful to you. Please take over, Mataji. So you are sharing your PPT, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Hare Krishna, dear kids. Thank you so much for being patient until now here. Welcome to you all for another session of the moral stories. I know this week you are having back-to-back Damodar Leelas, Damodar story, Damodar Katha. So we want to go with the trend. So let's try to see some stories that are related to Damodar month. Okay. I'll share my screen. Let me know when you're able to see it.
I can see it.
Okay.
I can see it, Mataji.
Mataji, I can see it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So let's go into it. Let's try to see. I know you already know about Damodar Katha, Damodar Leela. Let's try to see some stories which are special for this Kartik month. Okay. If you have already know the story, let's try to hear it again, just to make sure that we enjoy this the pastime, and also we also enjoy the what is the moral the story is going to give. The first story is Mouse Gets Mercy. So what happened was, there was a Vishnu temple. Long ago, there was a Vishnu temple, and in that Vishnu temple, there sorry. Sorry kids, for some reason my full screen slideshow was not coming. Kindly bear with me today. Okay. For in the Vishnu temple, there stayed a mouse. So the mouse was very happy in this Vishnu temple because it was trying to get all its food. It doesn't have to go all around multiple places to find food. It has everything in this temple. So what was it doing for this food? What its daily routine is? It will eat the ghee that is remaining in the lamp, diya. Once the diya is put off, once the temple is closed, this mouse will have the ghee, and it used to lead a very happy life because it doesn't have to do any hard work. All it has to do is wait for the temple to get closed, and it will go and get the ghee. But one day it so happened that it was very hungry. It was unbearable hungry. It couldn't take it any further. It can't wait until the temple gets closed, until the pujari closes the altar, or until the people leaves the temple. No, it wants the food right now, right now. So it was very, very hungry. What it is doing? It was trying to go all around the places inside the temple. It never cared whether the people are there, whether the temple is closed. No, it was going around all the places. Finally, it happened to see that the ghee is still there. It was so happy. Okay, the ghee is still there. The ghee is still left in there, but one thing it didn't do is, it did not check whether the diya is put off. All it wants is finish eating something so that its tummy is happy. What happened? It couldn't take it. It forgot the diya is still on. It just took the diya, it just took the lamp and started eating. Because of it, what happened? Oh, the cotton wick which is stuck in this diya, it got stuck in his teeth. When it was nibbling, what is going to happen? It was jumping up. It couldn't bear. It was jumping up. Like us, it can't take out the cotton wick through the hand, right? It was jumping. It was jumping down, rolling all over the places, but the cotton wick couldn't come out of its mouth. So finally it struggled hard, up, down, left, right, center. It was doing all the gymnastics. Finally, it couldn't tolerate, and it so happened that it has to let it go. That's it. Finally, it couldn't bear the heat, so she gave up her life in front of the deity. Poor mouse. That is what we think, right? But let's try to see what Lord Vishnu has to think about this mouse. Vishnu, being so merciful, he thought this mouse is actually doing arti. When it was jumping up and jumping down, through its mouth it was doing all over the places, right, with the cotton wing. So Lord Vishnu was thinking, oh my God, this mouse, oh, so sweet of this mouse. She's doing arti for me. Vishnu got so happy. So what did Lord Vishnu do? He awarded her with exalted human birth in her next life, from which she made further progress and then went back home to Godhead. Oh my God, this mouse didn't even know that it is doing arti, but Vishnu assumed that mouse is doing arti. That's what they say. The simple things which we do, even if we don't realize what we are doing to the Lord will take these into matter and reward us accordingly. So what is the moral? Anyone who invests a few moments of their valuable time to worship Lord Krishna in the month of Kartik by simply offering a ghee lamp becomes the recipient of tremendous blessing. And it's not that please don't think that I'm saying this. No, there is a reference in Skanda Purana. It says, please hear the glories of offerings, a lamp during Kartik, which is pleasing to the Lord Keshava. Oh, kind of Brahmanas, a person who offers a lamp in this way will not take birth again in this world. So what do we take away from this story? Who will miss a great opportunity in spiritual progress when even insignificant mouse became the recipient of Lord mercy by inadvertently offering a flaming ghee wick to the Lord? So if a mouse is so insignificant, when the mouse can do something to the Lord, having got a human form, can we try to do something with what is having our capability? We don't have to do big things. Based on what is capable for us, what we can do, what it is feasible, that can we attempt to do? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, that's good. I hope you enjoyed that story. Let's try to know about Radha Damodhar. Have you heard about Radha Damodhar? Does it ring any bell when you hear the story? Radha Damodhar? What does Radha Damodhar means? We know Damodhar Leela. Yashoda Mata was trying to bound. So what is Radha Damodhar all about? Let's see. So by seeing this picture, does anyone can recognize something? Anyone want? Oh yeah, yes, miraculous.
Krishna's tied to the motor.
Uh-huh. Let's see. Any other? Try.
I see Radha and Krishna together, and Krishna is tied to the motor, I guess.
Motor. Let's see what it goes.
Tied to the motor, and it's Radha Krishna.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. Good try. So, what happened was, yes, as you all said, Radharani also ties Krishna. But why? Why does Radharani have to do it? She is an exalted devotee. Why does she have to do it? There is a pastime related to it. Once it so happened that Lord Krishna accepted to meet Radharani in the evening in Vrindavan God. So Radharani was waiting for a long time. You know how it feels when we are waiting for someone and the other person doesn't show up? Say if my friend says, tell me that, okay, at 5 o'clock I'll come and meet you. We'll all go and play for a game. And they never come up even at 6:30. What does you feel? So that is what even Radharani was feeling. She was waiting 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. After some hours, Krishna did come. He did not disappoint Radharani. He did come, but he came late. But Radharani was not happy. She likes to maintain time, so she was not happy at all. So what she does? She binds Krishna with her golden vase belt as punishment. So that is why we see this rope tied around Lord Krishna. Just the way Mother Yashoda tied little Damodar, similarly Radharani tied Lord Krishna with her golden vase belt. And that's why another name of Lord Krishna is Radha Damodar, to signify this pastime. Radha Damodar deity is in Vrindavan, and during the month of Kartik, they still do tie the golden rope around the Lord Krishna's waist. But what happens was people go for a darshan during this time, right? We won't be able to see. Why? Because Krishna and Radha Rani will be decorated with lot of jewels, with garlands, with beautiful clothes, that the rope would be totally covered. And another one tip point is Radha Damodar birthday is also during the month of Kartik. Even in this month only, Radha Damodar birthday is there. And another significant is Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Govind Dev, and Radha Gopinath are in Radha Damodar. So everybody, if we go and have a darshan of Radha Damodar, we can have darshan of all the deities. So this is the Radha Damodar deity, as we can see in Vrindavan. Okay, I hope you are enjoying so far. Let's try to go for another story. Story of Satyabhama. Who is Satyabhama?
The youngest wife of Lord Krishna.
Uh-huh.
Krishna's wife.
Krishna's wife. That's great.
Krishna's wife.
Krishna's wife. And one day, what so happened was, in the eternal world, Queen Satyabhama asked Lord Krishna that, Lord, please tell me what was my past life. She was very curious because she could see other devotees are there, even they are also an exalted devotee, but she had a doubt, like, what did she do in her past life that she is now the queen, one of the prominent queen? Does anyone know anything about it? Let's try to learn. So Lord Krishna said, yeah, you have a very good past. Let's try to explore what is it all about. So he started narrating a story. Like, see, during the culmination of Satya Yuga, there lived a Brahmana belonging to lineage of Muni Atri in Haridwara, whose name was Deva Sharma. What? There was a Muni and his name was Deva Sharma. And he had a daughter named Gunavati. Okay? Her name was Gunavati. She was all trained in all Shastras. This Muni, Deva Sharma, he is very renowned in all the Vedic scriptures. He knows how to follow the Krishna consciousness. And he had a disciple named Chandra. And what he did was he married his disciple Chandra to his daughter Gunavati. And every day they make sure that they do all the activities, right from morning to offerings and bhoga preparation, and then preparing for the next day, evening aarti, everything. They made sure that the whole day was packed in such a way that they are always thinking about Krishna, and they are doing some activities for Krishna, and they are always in Krishna consciousness. So one day what happened was, Deva Sharma and his disciple went to collect some wood and fuel for performing daily oblation in the hill of Himalayas. So what they decided, okay, now I think maybe they ran out of stock. So let's go and collect some wood and make sure that the next day activities we are able to perform well. So they went out. And meanwhile, Gunavati, his daughter, she was preparing bhoga for Lord Krishna. And Deva Sharma and his disciple went to collect items so that they are able to do something to please Krishna. Like only if they bring wood, they will be able to lit the fire. Only if they are able to lit the fire, they can cook. So for something for pleasure of Krishna. But what happened when they went? A ferocious demon came and attacked them, and they had to lose their life. They couldn't fight with ferocious demon. That's it. His daughter Gunavati was waiting for a very, very long time that day. She didn't hear about them. And what she told her to her neighbors, it's like, I'm waiting for my father and my husband. They went in the morning. They are still not back home. Please go and check what's all about it. The neighbors went and they came back with some sad news. Gunavati was so depressed, so unhappy. She cried a lot. She didn't know what to do. She was all alone. See, it's in the forest and it's very close to Himalayas. How many people will stay in that cold place? She was all alone. She is very sad. But because she learned everything from her father, what she did was she did all the righteous thing that needs to be done. So everything, the final rites, everything is over. Now, she thought to herself, okay, I have learned many good things from my father, and it is my duty to be always in Krishna consciousness, and it's my duty to always please the Lord. Let me try to follow his instruction. She was very diligent in following all the instruction. So from then on, she started leading an austere life. What does that austere life means? She started performing devotional service of the Supreme Lord Krishna. So I know everybody is aware of the 9 types of devotional service. Whatever through her capacity, she makes sure that she was able to perform it well. Observed fast on Ekadeshi and properly following the vow in the month of Kartika, which are dear to Lord Krishna. So she never forget anything. She tried to follow, even though she is all by herself. She made sure that she follows everything. What are some of the austerities? Like she wakes up early in the morning of month of Kartika, where it is too cold, offer lamb to deity, serve and maintain tulsi plant, engaged in cleaning Vishnu temple, offering various paraphernalia and worshipping deity of the Supreme Lord. So her whole day, her whole activities was like this. Every day she made sure that she does all these. Pious Lady Gunavati observed the vow of Kartika regularly year after year and engaged her mind in the devotional service. So that's how her life was going. Okay? And then sets in old age. She was following it. From young age to her, when she was in the middle age, she was following very diligently. And now she became old. She became tired. But still, she did not give up her devotional service. Even though her limbs had become very weak due to old age and high temperature, she nevertheless went to take bath in the banks of Ganges. Moment she kept her foot in the chilled water of the river, she fell down in the river, shivering due to intense cold. She couldn't take it. It was so cold and she was so old and it was just shaking. What happened? She breathed her last. She was able to see that that is her last moment. She fell down. Once she fell down, who came? The Vaikunta airplane came. The Vaikunta airplane came down, looked auspicious by the presence of Vishnu Dutas carrying lotus flower, conch shell, club, disc, and decorated with flag marked with the sign of Garuda. Why did the Vaikunta airplane came? Because she was following everything, all the limbs of devotional service, and she was very devoted to Lord Shri Krishna. So obviously, until the last moment, even she was trying to follow the Kartika Vrat. So, but she did her last. So the Vaikuntha airplane came to pick her up and take her back home, back to Godhead. What happened? She immediately assumed a divine effulgent form and boarded into Vaikuntha airplane. She couldn't believe what she's seeing. Next, what happened? On the way, she was consistently served by fanning charmer. She was ultimately escorted to the transcendental Vaikuntha planet to the lotus feet of Krishna. When she was sitting in the Vaikuntha airplane, everybody was fanning her. Oh, are you comfortable? Or do you need anything? Are you okay? So in Vishnu Dutas is like now serving her. So she's so elevated right now. So what do we learn from this? Krishna is trying to say, he's trying to talk about his associates. Like now he is coming back to his present. What Satyabhama is trying to ask the question. So what she's trying to say is, whenever Lord Krishna appears in this world, he will never come alone. He will come with his associates. Like you all go out and play, right? You all try to be with your close friends, right? Not with someone strangers or anything. So just imagine Lord Sri Krishna, when he comes down to do his pastime, will he ever come alone? No, he comes only with his associates, his close friends, and who are all very dear to him, the greatest of all the devotees. So now he is trying to explain who those three people were. So the father of Gunamati, Deva Sharma, came as Satrajit, father of Satyabhama. So everybody know who is King Satrajit is? Do you all know the story of Satrajit?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. And who is that? The disciple, Chandra? Anyone want to take a guess?
His son?
Akrura. He came as Akrura. And who is Gunavati?
Satyabhama.
Mama.
Very good. You got it. She is none other than Satyabhama. So now Krishna is trying to explain how Satyabhama came from Gunavati. So, because she led an austere life, what was the austerity she tried to follow? She tried to follow the all Kartik month breath. She tried to follow the Ekadashi. She never gave up on her devotional service. She did everything to please God, and she was always in Krishna consciousness. And what else she did? She properly served Tulasi Devi in Vishnu temple. And because of it, she got a fortune of regular seeing the desire tea in her courtyard. So you know that, right? The Kalpavriksha tree is there because now the wish yielding tree is there. But initially, whom she served in her previous life? Tulasi Devi. And you also know the other story of Satyabhama related to Tulasi Devi, Tulasi leaf. You know about it?
No.
The balancing beam where
Satyabhama wanted to balance Krishna.
I don't know, Mataji.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very nice, very nice, Vrinda. Yeah, so they're always connected. You see, even if you do small service, you get big returns. Only in this material world, you have to do so many things. Even if you have to work hard to get tiny things. But when it comes to devotional service, Krishna just sees small thing, whether we are doing wholeheartedly, are we doing with devotion, are we doing with love, are we having any inner motive? Just that small thing. If we see that small thing, he will give something big, which we can't even imagine. And what else she did? She enjoys great opulence with him only because of her great awe in regular offering lamb to deity. So she followed the Kartik Vrat. She did the offering of ghee lamb, and now she got an eternal place. I mean, always always a close associate of Lord Shri Krishna. So what do we take away from this story? Anybody wants to guess? Okay.
Whatever the service is, the bhav matters, not the amount.
Any
Mataji,
more? Yeah.
so I think the takeaway is like if you offer a lamp in Kartik month, like it'll be very good for you, something like that.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Great job. Yeah.
I think
Even a small service performed to Supreme Lord will reap great benefits. No? I mean, these devotees, they never thought, oh, I'm doing this. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to get that. Oh, like in the material world, we think, oh, if I give you 2 chocolates, will you give me that big Cadbury? If I give you 2 lollipop, will you give me that? We always trade it. What do I get? I'm doing this. What do I get? But no, in devotional service, Krishna just see the small service which are done with devotion. And you would know that Bhagavad Gita verse, chapter 2, verse 40. Okay. And I was also trying to refer Neha Bikramana Shosti Swalpam Abhyasya Dharmasya, small thing will never go waste. We might think, oh, I'm waking up early in the morning. Who is seeing whether I'm waking up early in the morning? Let me wake up, okay. When the sun comes, let me try to wake up. No, Krishna is there watching us. He's trying to see how devoted we are, how sincere we are once we take a vow. So I request all crits to take up something during the month of Kartik Mas, whatever that is possible, whatever that is feasible during your school schedule or in your off. Take something and try to follow wholeheartedly. Please don't follow just because somebody is asking you to do. Follow wholeheartedly, and you will see great benefits. Okay, I'll check with you tomorrow. I'll check with you next Thursday to see if anybody was able to take up something new for the month of Kartik month and how sincere they are trying to follow. Okay, is everybody fine with that?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
That is all we have for this week. Thank you so much for listening patiently. I hope you enjoyed this story. We will be back with some other stories next week. Until then, let's take a sign off. Does anybody has any questions or anything to be discussed? I think we are already overhead of the time, so I'll be mindful of it also.
Yeah. Mataji, very, very beautiful class. I really love the slides. They are very attractive. Animation, everything, your voice. It is not like you're giving first class, Mataji. Thank you so much for your time. I really loved the class. And children, do you all like it? If you all like it, just say Haribol. Let us all unmute and just say Haribol. Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
So, is there anybody having any question, or we can close? Is there anybody having any question? Okay, let's close. Let's do Vancha Kalpa. Vancha Kalpa Tarupyasya Kripa Sindhu. Vaishnav Vrind ki jai, Sheela Prabhupada ki jai, Charu Mataji ki jai. Thank you so much,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Vinita Mataji.
Thank you so much, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, kids. Bye bye. Haribol.
Bye.
Bye.